Hi, welcome back to Life of Enchantment. I'm going to talk to you today about changing how you view failures and failing. Turn them into experiences. What can you learn from them? How can you grow? How can you see it differently? What were the silver linings? When you're looking far back or now, what you want to be looking for is what you could do to change moving forward, to grow, to learn from. If it is a relationship or relationships or something that you have done, how can you gain better understanding of yourself and others? How can you be more loving, caring, or notice when there are red flags quicker? How can you get out quicker if there's issues? If it's to do with things like jobs, how can you grow? Can you learn? Can you see why you may have not been a fit there? Can you see that as a way of using it as a way to move forward? What can you learn from it? I don't think there's anything that when people said to me about, relationships failing, I don't see them as failures. I just think, well, it didn't work out. We weren't compatible. It wasn't suited to us anymore, to me. And I wanted something different. Remember that you are not who you were when you were in your teens, 20s, 30, however old you are now. And you won't be the same person you are sitting here today than you will be in 10, 20, 30, 40, however many years' time. And so sometimes, what your needs, wants and desires change in this time. Maybe not dramatically, but they do tweak. For some people, it's quite dramatic. The more you learn to grow and flow with it, the easier life will become. I'm not saying it won't be hard, and I'm not saying there won't be times when you'll feel real grief about things. But when you look at things that haven't worked out or things that just didn't happen for you, when you look at them in like an experience and how can I learn from it, or how can I change my direction if I want to, if you want to or not, that is when you become empowered by it. So have your grief, then think, oh, okay, what can I do differently this time? The other thing to keep in mind is that if you're in that feeling of failing now, what you want to be doing is looking at, okay, because what happens is when you have a feeling of that you failed at something or you're failing at something, we tend to hyper-focus on that, and that becomes our biggest thing in your life. What you need to do is also go, well, okay, that's happening, that's happened, I'll look at that. But what are the things around me that I'm really not failing at, that I'm good at, that I'm enjoying, that I'm, whatever your words are, input it here, positive things. It could be cooking, cleaning, your job, your relationship, your parenting, your friendships, even if it's just one or two, how you look after your garden, your house, your pets, whatever. These things can be small and big. If you start looking at those rather than wallowing in, oh my god, I'm a failure at everything always goes wrong, la 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 la, you say to yourself, what's the truth here? Because actually the truth I say in my head, I just said that truth will set you free. The truth is that you are not and never have failed at everything. I prefer to look at it as it didn't work out. If I was to do a test and I technically failed it, I don't look at that. I just think, I didn't pass. Okay, I need to study harder. I need to learn more. Perhaps I need to be less nervous and practice breathing skills before my test or whatever it is. So lots of things you can do to empower yourself and change your perception about you, your world and the world around you. And it's so worth doing. Like I said, have your grieving moment depending on what it is, but then you really want to be saying to yourself, what's the truth here? And how can I change this to something that actually works for me? It's not working for you to wallow in it. It's not working for you to say you're a failure at everything, because you're not. Even if it's just that you make good toast, or you make good cup of tea, or you can drive really well. There will be always things in your life that you are good at. Don't compare yourself to others. This is your journey and your life. Only compare yourself if you're inspired. Anyway, the value of going over things that have happened in the past is only really if you're going to take the lesson from it. But if it keeps coming up, then please do some healing, seek help. Because if it's coming up and coming up and coming up, you need to ask yourself why. Why am I stuck in this loop? It's not doing anything except making you feel miserable. You are not born miserable. You do not have to live this way. It is learned behaviour, things happen. And I promise you, a lot about life, I'm not saying everything, but a lot about life is your perception of it. You change that, you empower yourself. You change how you view things to a positive. You empower yourself. You learn, you grow, you flow. Remember, there will be times when you don't fit everything and everyone, and that's okay. We're not meant to always be, completely the same at everything. How boring would life be if everybody was the same? There'd be no room for being unique and different. So I hope this has been helpful. Do let me know your thoughts and feelings. Please like, subscribe and share. I know I've been away for a while. I'm back. I know I've said that before, I feel, but I really am this time. I've had a lot that I've been working through, which I'll tell you about. So until next time, all my love, Ella.